Load up Resident Evil Village, start a new game. Start by telling your baby a horror story like the good parents you are. You are Ethan Winters, a man with a pretty cool life up until this point. But with all that behind you, you like to relax and eat some dinner with your loving wife. Never mind, she's been shot. But it was only one bullet, so perhaps she can still live. She's definitely dead. These people, appearing to be a very aggressive version of social services, take your child away from you and put you to sleep with the military's best sedative. Wake up with your face planted in the snow and a phone ringing nearby. Despite there being a person lying unconscious in front of you, you are a millennial and ignore the potentially dying person to get your hands on that precious mobile phone. Try using the phone to call for help, but it's clear to see that this phone was made by Apple just after they announced a new version, because the phone dies almost immediately after using it, leaving you stranded in the dark. Follow the tracks up the snow. Despite being in the dark, hearing sounds around you and seeing dead birds on the floor, apparently you are either deaf and blind or stupid because you carry on as if nothing is remotely off about this situation until you find a cabin with blood trailing up to the door. Like every horror movie protagonist, go inside the cabin despite the numerous red flags and find nothing inside. That's actually quite surprising. I was expecting something to happen. Oh god, there's an earthquake! Apparently there was a person creeping around upstairs and was so scared by the earthquake they forgot to use the door. But now you can continue your pleasant walk to find your child. You'll find yourself overlooking a medieval village, which is certainly concerning since it's the 21st century. Find your way into the village, ignoring the dead horse and hanging deer heads, and go inside the house. Search through the house. Wait, did a can just roll from underneath that curtain? Yes, I'm sure it's perfectly a good idea to go and check to see what's caused. Oh good, it's just a man. He can be your new best friend. Okay, bye friend. What a nice guy. He even gave you a gun, but I doubt you'll need... After getting a taste of your delicious ring finger, this creature kindly decides to let you get some fresh air to clear your head. As thanks for his generosity in getting you outside, donate some bullets to his cranium and then go back inside the murder hut. Find some bolt cutters and use them to leave the area. Keep exploring the village and find a radio. After killing some more of those creatures, the radio will go off with some survivors being in a nearby field. So I guess we gotta go and find them. While walking around, you see these monsters sitting on roofs watching you. They must own the property in this town because upon entering the building, they decide that's crossing a line and the whole village attacks you. Despite finding a shotgun which does an excellent job of turning their innards into outards, there seems to be more than you have bullets for. It would be best to run away, however the developers decided this was too easy and block all the exits in the area, so run around in a loop like you're playing Call of Duty Zombies trying to spin the box when there's a fire sale, and after a short time you'll take an arrow in the knee, and thus your adventuring days are over. You're surrounded by monsters when their leader shows up, looking like Santa if the elves went on strike and Mrs. Claus left him. Just when you think your life is over, the monsters leave. Because I guess it wouldn't be a very good game if you died 20 minutes in. Bandage the leftovers of your hand and pull the arrow out of your knee, which doesn't impede your ability to walk even a little bit. And notice some weird granny drawing in the dirt. She'll tell you that your child was brought here with all these monsters. This child is really getting the great childhood experience, aren't they? You need to find a way to get into that castle, which requires 2 stone crests. Find one of the crests inside this church and carry on further into this field where you are jumped by monsters. Conveniently, the monsters understand when the story is progressing because despite them being just outside this house when you go in, they kindly wait for you to talk to the survivors inside. There's an old man inside who has been bitten and is on the verge of death. You offer to help them get inside the building where the other survivors are hiding, so go out the back, open the gate and let them inside. No one seems to answer the door. Maybe they're sleeping. No, never mind, they were just getting the biggest gun they could find. They don't seem to be happy to let you in since you're an outsider, but one of them knows that it will advance the plot, so lets you inside. While talking, this lady says her husband has gone to get help, which is village speak for he's fucking dead. And suddenly old man who you helped turns into a monster and kills pretty much everyone. Just as you're about to be killed, the old man's daughter realizes you're probably her last chance for a shag and abandons her father with a shotgun in the noggin. But then she doesn't abandon him later on and dies. Okay. On the bright side, you got the second crest, and using the 2 crests, you open the gateway leading to the castle. Finally, with no extra baggage, you can continue your search for your daughter. Never mind, you're dead. Oh, you're not dead, just captured. Not sure which is worse, because when you regain consciousness, you're surrounded by some people who definitely don't look like they want to help you. These strange people discuss what they plan to do with you and assume having a horde of monsters chase you is the most effective way of killing you. Run through some horror version of Ninja Warrior, avoiding death on multiple occasions until you finally manage to cheat the system and escape. Finally, you are able to get into the castle where your daughter is supposedly being held. This looks like quite a bad situation. Shouldn't you be running away? Shut up! And thus a Resident Evil modding community was born. After being captured and hung up like clothes on a washing line, the women leave the room, forgetting that you were Ethan Winters, a man willing to rip what's left of his hand free from hooks. Escape from the room, and instead of leaping out of the first window you can find and running into the sunset like a normal person, continue exploring the castle trying to avoid the women composed of moths, completing puzzles, and fighting knockoff ring wraiths, until inevitably you are caught by one of the vampire moth ladies. Just as you're about to be sucked dry in the wrong kind of way, the window smashes, revealing that all-powerful mythical creatures like this lady are weak to a slight breeze, and you're able to introduce her to the barrel of your shotgun. Lady Dimitrescu, being their parent, takes this very well. While looking around her room for clues on finding your daughter, she catches you, assumes you're looking for her underwear, and throws you through the floor. At this point, it's not even surprising that a 4-story fall doesn't kill you, so continue moving through the castle. I'm sure Lady Dimitrescu isn't holding a grudge for, you know, killing her daughter and looking through her stuff. Oh. I stand corrected. Thankfully, she has the pathfinding skills of a Minecraft zombie and is unable to keep up with your agility, and you're able to retrieve your hand and escape. Why did you retrieve your hand, you might be asking? Because you can just glue it back on, obviously. Are you stupid? Since Lady Dimitrescu is partially responsible for your missing child, show her what your experience is like by murdering her 2 other daughters. There's a chance that during your daughter killing quest, you may have come across some stone masks. Place them on these pedestals and run through the doors. You're probably wondering why the 4 keys to open this door were scattered across the entire castle, and it's likely because behind the door is a knife that does a better job at stabbing Dimitrescu than normal knives do. Hahaha, what are you gonna do now? Turn into a horrific flying dragon demon and chase me around? Oh, thankfully Dimitrescu's new form comes with a slight flaw, which is bullets will, well, do their job. So unload every round in every gun just in time for her to fall through the floor, providing you with a nice soft landing into a new area. Ooh, look, a glowing object on a pedestal. Better take that, it's clearly something the game developers want you to have. Conveniently, this also opens a door allowing you to keep exploring. Once again, you'll find the weird granny who tells you that your daughter is dead, but also kinda not, and provides you with a key unlocking the next area. Find the Duke, and he will tell you that the dirty flask you found earlier is actually your daughter's head. So at least you got about 20% of the job done. At this time, the developers use the secret technique of reusing content to increase the length of the game by making you re-explore an area you've already been to with the addition of some monsters and some backstory. Here you find a winged piece which, when combined with the key Granny gave you, will allow you to unlock new areas to explore. The Duke mentions the 4 lords who all have a flask containing a piece of your daughter. You must go find each lord and take back your daughter's puzzle pieces in hopes of bringing her back to life. Open up the next gate using your new key. Oh god, there's dolls. And your dead wife is here. Wonderful. Find a spooky looking house and go inside. Inside the house, find an elevator to the basement. Yes, that's right. In this spooky house, you're going into the spooky basement. In the basement, you find another piece of your daughter, but it's actually a trap. This is usually the point where something jumps out at you, but luckily you have your trusty big guns to protect you. Nothing is actually attacking you, so complete some more puzzles like dissecting your wife and jumping into a deep hole underground to retrieve a key and getting chased by an absolutely disgusting abomination. After retrieving a fuse for the elevator fuse box, narrowly escape becoming a McDonald's cheeseburger fast food meal to the spicy fetus monster and go back up to the safe part of the spooky house. It's not safe! It's not safe! Play the most scarring game of hide and seek you've ever played, resulting in you stabbing a person in the face and retrieve another part to add to Granny's key. You also get your daughter's legs. Congratulations! Return to the Duke once more and unlock the next area with your new key. The new area is an area you've already been to before, which is good because you know it's perfectly safe. It's perfectly safe. Although there appears to be some green goo lying around now, which I'm sure isn't important. While looking through one of the houses, you'll find a grenade launcher, and using it can destroy the green goo blocking your path and find your way to a windmill. Of course, the windmill has an elevator going deep underground, because in case you forgot, this is a horror game, and the underground is scary. While underground, you find your daughter's arms, and you can actually take them. It looks like you're getting off easy this wait, no, it's a trap. You also found a boat key while in these mines and use it on, well, a boat. I think it's safe to say he was one of the easiest of the 4 lords, so just sail down this tunnel and... What was that? Maybe it's a better idea to be on land because nothing wants to kill you on there. Okay, maybe a few things want to kill you. Finally, you found social services guy who was the reason for your daughter going missing in the first place. Except now he saves you from the big fish. After avoiding your own horrific version of Jaws, climb onto dry land and the thing that tried to trap you in the mines is there. He thinks you're shagging his crush and vomits on the floor as an intimidation tactic. It doesn't work. He also jumps into the water and turns into a giant fish, which works slightly better. Now with a giant fish blocking your escape, you must drain the water using this dam. However, power isn't being generated by this windmill and requires you to go across these floating logs, making use of the conveniently placed floating minecarts and levers while avoiding becoming fish food to steal a crank from the other windmill to get your windmill working. Drain the water from the area and relax. Fish can't live out of water. Okay, it can walk. Throw explosives at it like you throw pickup lines at uninterested women, causing the fishman to explode. Only one of the 4 lords remain. Surprisingly, the last one speaks to you through this TV, telling you the last flask is in a stronghold out of town. Not suspecting a trap, do exactly as he says. What's the worst thing that could happen? Well, this is nice. Homeless Santa appears and tries to employ you into his underground workshop. Politely decline his offer with a grenade to the face. Run through this cave filled with crystals that are probably worth more than your daughter and find the last flask. And Heisenberg, the last lord, says he wants to meet with you and help you out. He's clearly shaking in his boots, so place your daughter's pieces into this pedestal and use your daughter to build a bridge. Then use your daughter to power an elevator. It's clear to see that your daughter is more useful in flask form than human form. But finally reach Heisenberg's factory, forgetting to pick up your daughter from the elevator and go inside to speak with him. Maybe you can both actually come to an agreement and all of this can be over. No, he dropped you into a hole. And there's a propeller man down here! After disagreeing with Heisenberg, go around his factory breaking his stuff because you're an asshole. Discount Magneto doesn't like that and tries to deal with you once and for all, momentarily forgetting that you're the main character and can't die. Carry on through the factory. It's like you're walking through the streets of Manchester because suddenly you get mugged by someone. It's Chris and he tells you your wife isn't dead. It was just Mother Miranda wanting some bun fun with you, so disguised herself as your wife, and apparently shooting her in the face didn't work. Nonetheless, load up your gun and get ready to fight her. Maybe it just wasn't enough bullets the first time around. First you have to deal with Heisenberg. Conveniently, Chris made a tank that he can't control with his Magneto powers, so settle your disagreement like 2 adults with big giant weapons and accidentally kill him along the way. Now all that's left is Miranda, who's made your job easier by coming to you. She ripped your heart out, and now you're dead. No, seriously, you're dead. We're playing as Chris now, who's apparently been playing this game with fucking hacks. This dude has fucking airstrikes. What? After rigging up the big heart thing to explode, go and confront Miranda at the ritual site. However, while exploring her laboratory, you find Ethan's wife, Mia, like the real one. Despite Chris's numerous hacks, it doesn't stop him from getting a bollocking off Mia about her dead husband. Although I thought she'd be more sad about hearing her husband's dead. Oh shit, you're still alive. Wait, nope, you're dead. But through the power of Don Toretto, the will to save your family somehow brings you back to life and you find yourself in the back of the Duke's carriage. He will take you to where Mother Miranda is, and finally you get to test your theory of whether Chris shot her with enough bullets at the start. The answer is no, and after unloading about every bullet you have, Mother Miranda will die and you will be reunited with your daughter, who isn't a flask anymore. Finally you're free and you can leave this place. Wait, why is your hand all moldy? Turns out there was a reason you could survive all that damage you took, and it's because you're a moldy boy. Anyway, sacrifice yourself to save Chris and your daughter by using the explosive planted by Chris to destroy the final tentacle monster. Traumatized Chris and Mia fly away with your potentially moldy daughter, probably developing PTSD regarding the events that happened here today, as you complete Resident Evil Village.